Welcome. Today I am just doing a little bit of a mod on my Clod Buster. I built this in I think 2020. I know it's been a while since I've done any sort of real video, but things happened. We moved quite a distance and it's taken us a while to get the house all set up and things like that, but finally starting to get a bit of time to get back into the hobby properly again. So I've got a few projects coming, especially sort of around project gear and things like that, but today I'm just doing a video on the Clod. Anybody that knows anything about the Clods is that the steering is rubbish. It's got one servo, really long throw rods. It just isn't great. So I did a little bit of looking around on Thingiverse, and found someone had already sort of designed it up, a front mount servo that goes on the front axle, and I've decided to lock out the back steering because it has back and front steering, but it's trash. It's so terrible. So I'm going to lock the back out and put the servo, which will be mounted up the front here. I will put in the description a link to these. They came from Thingiverse, so they'll be somebody's design. I printed them at I think 75% in full, 70% in full, to try to make them quite tough. But basically it mounts up the front here, and you can still use the front blue guard here to help protect it. So I'm going to put this in and take it apart and just show you guys what the result is at the end. Alright, thanks for watching. Right, so that's the front part. You'll notice I put this back on as I went. It's literally, 4 10 screws and just the steering assembly up in the front here. So this bit here, which I'll show you on the back actually, so this nut on the top here, you can see it, yep, there it is. You just got to undo that, and that drops all of this out, and then you can get the big bar out, take all that out because you no longer need it. The back will require a little bit more disassembling, but basically the front, all you need to do is take that out, and then that new mount sits in there, and then the servo will sit up the front here. The blue bumper then attaches to the front of it, and away she goes, hopefully. We'll see how it all goes, but that's that part. So that's the front part. So I'm going to now assemble and put the servo in, just check it all out and make sure it's working. We've also still got to disassemble the servo mount from the original, which was underneath here, so you pop that off. So there'll be some parts left over. Just one thing I wanted to mention was, if you build a lot of Tamiyas, or just a lot of RC cars in general, the Tamiya screwdriver set is top notch. Can't recommend it highly enough. It just makes life so much easier, especially if you build a lot of Tamiyas, because it's designed for the screw heads. that's the front. Sort of, yeah, sussed. I've obviously need to plug it back in, but we get it through. I'm not completely happy with that, where that's positioning, so I probably will cut that and make it a bit shorter to get a bit of a different throw on it. But she's all working and like much firmer and much more throw compared to the standard setup on this, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, not too bad. Front was, you know, pretty easy to take apart. A few spare parts now, which was good. But that's the front. Fitment was okay. I did notice the bottom two were a little bit more difficult to get in, but I did manage to get them in. I did have to swap two of the M3s out for longer ones because it's not countersunk on this, which was fine. It's not really an issue, but everything else is just the existing hardware. But that's it. Obviously I printed it in grey because that's the filament that I had, but I'll probably look at either painting it, or I might even get some blue filament and print it up in blue. See how that goes. But so that's the front sorted, and now we'll get on to the back. Right, so the back's pretty simple. Basically repeat the process of the front of taking out the steering and pulling out the bar that runs through the middle, and then this is the plate that was printed up. Again, I printed it on I think 70% infill just to make it pretty firm. Available on Thingiverse, links will be in the description. You remove all the hardware, don't even have to take the bumper off on this one, and it just slides in the back there. And then sits in between the two in the diff there, and then you just pop some two screws through, and that's the back locked out basically. So I'm going to go ahead and put that together, and then chuck the wheels back on and see how it looks. So there we have it, together. I think that steering still doesn't have a huge throw, but I think it's much better than the stock one. Pretty happy with the way that all came together. Pretty simple, only needed 2 extra screws, which weren't part of what I already had in here. It came together nicely. The rear one, I mean, it's actually a very simple design. It just braces off the chassis and you know, locks it in tight. But you know, it actually makes it look really tidy. The way that he's done, whoever's designed this has done that. And then the front's pretty simple. It's basically just emulated the front, so that's great. I'm just going to take it outside and have a bit of a run with it and see what it does. But thanks for watching, and I'll let you in. A few people will probably pick up on it. I made a bit of a rookie mistake doing it, so my advice is, when you do it, if you're locking one end out, pay attention to which end you're locking in and locking out, because I had to change a whole lot around because I did it backwards. Anyway, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Just a simple one this time, and as I get back into normalcy, I'll start pumping out some work around Project Deer and also Project Prime in the back there. All good. Thanks for watching.